How's everybody doing?
Great. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you joining us. Luciano, go ahead and lead us off.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're doing well, and thanks for your time. You were able to shut down Pitt completely in the second half. What adjustments were made at halftime in order to have such dominant performance? And is it fair to call this the best second half your defense has played all season?
Luciano, I think you guys make those decisions. I don't really reflect much on how we did. I think the main thing at halftime was, we were playing the 12 personnel one way, and we kind of went back to play it in a different way, and I thought that really helped us. I thought our coverage against our two tight end stuff was really good, and then, I thought the pass rush games was probably the best we've had them. We knew we had to cover. We had a lot of respect for the quarterback, and so I thought the pass rush games and the ability to create pressure with less guys was really important.
Okay, let's go over to Andrew Jones.
Hey, Coach, you've had Tamon Fox for 3 years. He's been at North Carolina for 6 years. He actually played a lot of reps against Georgia and Illinois back in 2016. What can you tell us about Tamon that maybe something we don't know? Because we've got a chance to talk to him a lot over time, and we know what kind of athlete and player he is and competitor he is. But what can you tell us that's maybe something different that really stands out about the kind of guy he is and what it was like, what it's been like coaching him?
So I think, I don't know if I've coached a guy that I respect more than him. He shows up every day to work, works really hard, plays really hard. I mean, he's everything you want in a player. I mean, I think, when I'm done coaching, I think he'll be one of the guys that I'll compare everybody to, and I think he's just a tremendous young man, and he's going to, I hope he gets a chance to play professional football. I think he'll get a really good chance to do that, but, I think he's going to be really successful whatever he does just because of his work ethic and how he attacks life. He's a special kid.
As far as his performance goes, has he had the kind of season that you were hoping for, especially with respect to consistency on a unit that has been wildly inconsistent? Has he been sort of a standard for you?
Yeah, Tamon Fox is to me is a rock, so I think he's the guy you can point to and say, hey, we need to be more like him, and I think that's a tribute to him.
Thank you.
Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Bateman, kind of elaborating on what Luciano asked. I mean, it was almost night and day once you all settled down against Pitt. Any more adds on kind of your adjustments you made and how to kind of shift the mentality of your defense after giving up, 17 points early in the first half to kind of get them back on track to put together a really nice performance?
I thought our kids really attacked the week. It was a short week. And they really spent a lot of time on it. And I think they were very confident going in that we could defend them, and obviously we had a lot of respect for them. So, after the first two touchdowns, the ball was, we had the first drive and got a fourth down stop, and then the next two touchdowns, I think they realized, like, hey, look, we're just a step away on this thing. And so, I think once we kind of got a couple things straight as far as like coverage, how we were playing some of their, they're a pretty elaborate pass offense, So I think once we kind of settled in, I thought they did a really nice job. So, Ross, really it was just like, hey, let's just stay at it. Let's just keep working. And I think we started playing with a little bit of confidence, and I thought that really helped.
Jasmine Baker, go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of elaborating off what they were saying, but not only in regards to the Pitt game, but also we saw a dominant defensive performance second half against Wake and other games this season. What do you think? Do you think it is just that confidence going into the second half and having played, or why do we see such different defensive productivity between the first half and the second half this season?
Jasmine, that's a great question. I think our kids have been able to respond to we've had some people attack us in different ways than we thought, in different ways than they had shown on film. Even Pitt did that. And I think when people have respect for you, they try to find things to attack you that maybe you haven't seen as much on film. I think that's a tribute to where the program's headed. So I think our kids have done a nice job of being able to handle, okay, look, they're giving us this, we've got to play it this way, and change it and accepting the changes and learning and being able to go out and apply them. And then I think, when we've done that and then we start to have success, then they start to play with a lot of confidence. So I think that's probably what it is. And I do think, that when we get playing with confidence and we're playing fast, I think we have played at a high level at times.
CL Brown, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, I was curious what your first impression was of Jeremiah Gemmel when you met him.
When we started, it was the spring, and I'd been impressed with him, because we'd had meetings and some of those kind of things that you could tell that he understood football, like the intelligence factor, but I don't think he'd played at all. And so, I remember like the first day of practice coming off the sideline, coming inside and watching and saying, he needs to go with the first group. You could just tell, he was an efficient mover, he was smart, he picked it up fast. And really, from that point forward, he's been the Mike linebacker since I've been here. So, there's another kid that I have a really high opinion of that I really respect, how he's gone about his business. I think he's a tremendous player.
Yeah, and what do you kind of feel like his legacy will be as a linebacker at Carroll?
I think Jeremiah has done a great job. A player-led standard is way better than a coach-led standard. So I think he has done a great job of establishing a standard of preparation that our players now live up to. And he's dragged guys in the film room. He's dragged guys over to his house over here to watch film. And I think our kids are understanding how much that has helped them become, on the field. And so I think that standard, and then also I think he plays at a really high level of effort. And so, when one of your best players and one of your best leaders plays with a really high level of effort, it's easy to make everyone else play at that level. So he's done a great job of establishing a standard, I think.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go over to Greg Barnes.
Good morning, Jay. It seems that Dez Evans has really made an impact the last couple of games. Certainly, he looks the part. What has kind of clicked for him here of late?
First of all, I would agree. I thought he played really well against Pitt. I thought he played really well against Wake at the end. We've kind of settled him into a spot where there's a little bit more of a D-line spot than an outside linebacker spot. So there's part of it. I think physically he's improved. He's bigger. He's able to hold the point a little better than he was when he first got here. But yeah, Greg, I'm very happy with him. I think he's going to really, really continue to impact the game. I think he played the second of the front seven guys, of the D-line outside backer guys. I think he played the second most snaps behind Tamon. So I think going forward, that's kind of what we expect out of him.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Gregory Hall.
Jay, obviously the goal is to win the game against Wofford on Saturday, but how are you using this week in the game to prepare for the regular season ending against NC State?
It's a great question. Wofford is a pain in the tail, so we're focusing all our effort on them right now. I think when you look ahead, you start to get in trouble, brother. So yeah, I think we are doing everything in our power to play as well as we can against Wofford. And I think we defensively we just need to continue to play more consistently. And I think when we do that, the results will come.
Is there a plan to get more younger guys in, maybe like a DeAndre Boykins or Dante Balfour, guys that you haven't really been able to get into the game this season?
If the game gets to a point where we can put them in, then yeah. But right now, we're focused on Jeremiah Gemmel and Tamon Fox and Storm Duck and Tony Grimes playing and winning the game. That's what we're focused on right now. And I think, if we're able to have enough success to do that, and we feel we do that in any game, right? So we're not treating this game any different than any other game. I got a lot of respect for Wofford.
All right, we'll close up today. One last one from Ross Martin.
Phrase those questions. Great, Jay. Those answers. So I want to give you the opportunity to talk about Trey Morrison and Rain Vahasek. Obviously, Trey's been here ever since you've been here, and Vahasek, I think he's been a really good player for you in the middle last two seasons. You can comment on both for their senior day types.
Sure. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time with Trey. He's with me every day. A tremendous competitor, a kid we've moved around. He's started at 3 different spots in our defense, and a kid I have a lot of respect for as a football player. He's going to graduate and hopefully have a chance to play in the National Football League. I think he'll have a chance. And when I think about Trey Morrison, I think about a kid who just loves to play football. And Ray, when he got here, I was like, oh boy, this kid's got a ways to go. But he worked really hard, and he's become a really, really important part of our defense, and shows up every day, and he's tough, and he battles through. And to play the amount of snaps he's played at nose guard the last couple years has been impressive. And I wish they had a couple more years, but that's part of the deal in college football, right? Is they graduate and they move on, and that's what you want, right? The goal is graduation. So I'm excited for those two guys to have a chance to hopefully play professional football, but if nothing else, have a North Carolina degree and go forward. But Tamon Fox, Jeremiah Gemmel, Trey Morrison, Ray, those four guys have been really important players to us.
All right, Coach, thanks for a few minutes this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks.